Good morning. Happy Thursday to you. I know you're out there on this gloomy Thursday. It is so gloomy here. I don't know about this weather. What are we going to do about the weather? Grand rising to you, Winston-Salem. I think Winston-Salem has a race to try to get in here early. Good morning. As everybody loads in, good morning, Paul D. Phillips. I haven't seen you in a minute. Alabama, Rockingham, Philly is in the house. Good morning. Yes. Good morning, Lisa Lofty. Good morning, San Francisco, Atlanta, Lakewood, Colorado. Oh, Lakewood, Colorado. Schenectady, New York. That's up by Buffalo. I know where that is. Yes. Good morning, everybody. Maine. Oh, good morning, Maine. New Jersey. I don't know if you've been here, Maine. Maybe I just haven't seen you. Nashville. Antoinette Ross in Atlanta says, good morning, everybody. Good morning, Sweden. Sweden, what time is it? What time is it where you are? Michigan, where is it? B. Moore's in the house. California, Detroit, Hempstead, Albany. We are loading in. We got work today. Spiritual warriors. You got an assignment today. Yes. Boston, East New York, Brooklyn. Okay, come on. I know where that is. I need to come to Pickens Avenue to get me some fabric. I need to sew. Detroit's, Cleveland's here. Washington, D.C. Good morning, Memphis. Everybody, Cleveland, how you doing? Everybody's loading in, and I'm ready to go. I am ready to go. I want to show you something. Bam! Bam! I got another check. Unexpected. I don't know if you're doing your prosperity game. Good morning, Australia, Miami, Oklahoma, Berkeley. Good morning. Yeah, I don't know if you're doing your prosperity game, but I am doing mine. Now, Romania, good morning to you. Now, I knew I was going to get a check. I just didn't know the amount. Norwalk, Connecticut. My aunt lived in Norwalk. New Hampshire, good morning. Douglasville, Georgia. I know where Douglasville is. New Hampshire, I know that. Flatbush Avenue, church in Flatbush. I went to Erasmus Hall High School. Good morning, London, UK. Good morning, UK. Yeah. Can you show us your book library? Oh, no. I got 4 libraries. I got my Bible room. You got a check. You got 4 checks the first day. Yeah, I got a check. Wait a minute, I'm talking about 3 things at the same time. So listen, number 1, I can't show you my library. I have a library downstairs, upstairs, in my office. I got libraries everywhere. So I'd have to move. Now, y'all know I'm doing good just getting the technology on. Don't ask me to move with the technology. Okay? Now, I knew I was going to get this check. I just didn't know the amount. The amount dropped my jaw. Trinidad and Tobago, Morocco, Inglewood, Sugarland, Texas, North Carolina. Come on, you coming in. Fresno, because we got St. Croix, Tallahassee. Yeah, Grand Rising to you, C. Taylor. Grand Rising. So, I'm on day 19 of my prosperity program. So I don't know where you are in your prosperity program, but I'm on day 19. We're moving to the second phase. So when you get to day 21, you're gonna get these prosperity checks. But I'm going to tell you about them later, and I'm going to upload them so that you'll have them when you get to day 21, okay? That's what we're going to do. So I got my check in the mail. I'm surviving my fingernails. Actually, the only thing is I can't type. Oh, my God. I was typing yesterday. When I read what I wrote, I looked back. I looked like I needed to be in remedial reading or something. Yes, Brooklyn, Brownsville, Nola's in the house, Savannah's in the house, Trinidad and Tobago, Austin, Texas is in the house, Ohio, all of Ohio. Good morning, Dallas and Jersey, and good morning. And who is that? Dallas, Texas is saying good morning to everybody. And Trinidad is saying good morning. Memphis is Omaha, Nebraska. Tijuana, Mexico is saying good. You can buy the God Memorandum. It comes in a book, or we'll put the link up today if you just want to download it. I download it because I have about 5 copies. I have a copy I keep in my briefcase. I have a copy I keep by my bed. I've done the process about 3 or 4 times, but I'm telling you, the first time I did it, it took me 2 years. Because every time you miss a day, you have to start all over, okay? You got to start all over. Dublin, Ireland. Welcome. How do I start the prosperity activities? You got to download it. We'll put the link in the thread today with the download the prosperity game and follow the instructions. Stockholm, Sweden. Good morning. You're supposed to tell me what time it is. Okay, so the prosperity game is an opportunity for you to really get clear about your relationship with money, what you think about it, how you handle it, how it comes and goes in your life. Yeah, and so it's a process where every day you get some money, an amount of money, and you have to spend that money. You cannot pay bills with the money, and you can't pay any existing bills with the money. And you can save it and you can give it, but it's really to get your mind accustomed to having wealth, not just money, but wealth. There's a different energy in money and wealth, okay? Lake Charles, Stockholm, it's 4 p.m. in the afternoon. Thank you, Sweden. Mimi Moxon, Eckhart, Indiana. Yeah, did the link to yeah, you know what? We did have some technical problems with the link to the God memorandum, but we're going to put it back up today so that you can go and get it. Because as spiritual warriors, you have to have you got to do that. That is like bottom line, okay? You got to do that. Good morning, Lydia Ifetayo. Good morning. Good morning, and a loving good morning to everybody. I know it's different times and different places, but in case nobody's told you that they love you today, let me be the first to say, Poconos, I love you. Poconos, I love you. Yeah, good. And this is our global living room, where we come to live together, to grow together, to learn together, to teach together. That's how I got my check, because I've been doing my prosperity game. Good morning, South Africa. You are welcome here. Everybody's welcome here. Don't you just feel good about our community and everybody saying goodbye? Illinois, Birmingham, it's 9:08. Yeah, that's right. Birmingham's an hour behind us. So we come here each day. Can you imagine? Let me do the rising. Great and grand rising to you this morning. Welcome to your daily antiviral message, and this is day 41. Okay? So we have now established a habit, because they say it takes 40 days to establish a habit. So if you've been here every single day for this 41 days, you have a habit. You have a habit. And it's just going to be good. It's going to be good. And we are moving into our spiritual warrior training, because I want you to be prepared, because everybody's starting to go back out into the world. So just some more tips and skills and information for you to use it, things for you to use when you go back out there. And this is day 41 of our antiviral message. So we are standing strong, and still we rise, and so we begin. Yeah? Come on, breathe. Take a long, deep inhale through the nose, and a slow, complete exhale through the nose. Really want you to support you in being in touch with your body, okay? So if you're seated, just bring your awareness to how your body makes contact with whatever you're sitting on. Bring your awareness right there. And if your feet are planted on the floor, bring your awareness to your feet. You know, sometimes we're so busy moving and the mind is racing so fast till we lose awareness of our body. Your body is such an intricate and wise instrument. It will tell you everything you need to know. So make contact with your body and breathe. Feel how your body is supported by the chair, the floor, the sofa, wherever it is that you are. I hope you're not driving. Pay attention to the experience that you're having in your mind right now. Just pay attention. Notice any thoughts as they arise. Notice your thoughts. I mean, they're probably moving so fast because we have over, I think it's 100,000 thoughts a day, and we're only aware of 30% of that. And if a thought comes and lingers, see if there's a feeling attached to it, a feeling in your body. I'm going to do a little work today on just capturing those thoughts, okay? Stay connected to your breath. You know, on the inhale, the belly inflates, and on the exhale, it deflates. On the inhale, it inflates, and on the exhale, it deflates. Gently, gently, gently. Pay particular attention to any sensations in your body, any tingling or tightness or movement of any kind. Just be aware. Slow down and be aware. I want to continue our work that we began yesterday about just allowing thoughts to come and go without engaging them, without being hooked into them, without reacting to them, okay? So long, deep inhale. Slow, complete exhale. Gently follow your in-breath. And your out-breath. Relax your shoulders. Relax your belly. Good. I want you to consciously bring to mind an unpleasant experience that you've had, maybe in the last 2 or 3 weeks. Just bring it to mind. I had an argument with my partner, my children got on my nerves, I had to do some work, blah, 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 whatever. Just bring it to mind and breathe. And I want you to recall. You don't have to re-feel it, but recall if there were any feelings attached to that thought. And name the feeling. You don't have to feel it, just name it. It annoyed me, it upset me, it made me sad, it made me angry. Just let it be there. Long, deep inhale. Slow, complete exhale. And relax. Now that thought about that upset, let it come up and let it pass through and out. Just take a breath and let it go. Again, let it come up. The upset, the anger, the sadness, the fear, whatever it was, let it come up. Thought comes up, thought passes through, and thought passes out. And now we're going to clear it. You know our clearing breath. Inhale all the way over to the right shoulder, and exhale all the way over to the left shoulder, and then back to center. Okay? Have that thought, and inhale, and exhale, and back to center. Again, have the thought, the upset, the argument, the disappointment. Inhale, to the left, exhale. You don't even have to say anything. Now have the thought again. Check to see if the feeling is still the same. And if it is, release it. Inhale. And to the left, exhale. Thought comes up. Thought passes out. Thought comes up. Thought passes out. I don't know. Billy, what are you doing? Billy just walked across my thing and cut my light out. Oh, okay. We got a little tissue. Keep breathing. Keep breathing. I tell you the wonderfulness of technology. Yeah. So you don't have to engage the thought. You don't have to engage it. Let it come up, let it pass through, let it pass out. You know how to do that. You can even do a breath. I mean, if you're sitting in a meeting, and you go, say, ooh, what are you doing? They say, oh, I'm just clearing my brain. That's all. You know, we're living in a time you can't be afraid or shy about the things that you have to do to, what if the feeling has shifted? Well, if it shifted, see if it's a good feeling. Name it. You don't have to feel it. Name it. Name the feeling. And if it's okay, can you just let it be? And if you can't let it be, clear it. Okay? If it has shifted, that's a good thing. If it's shifted. Yeah? Good. Somebody said, who is Billy? Billy is my turtle. He's been sitting over there under the chair all night long, and now he decides he wants to come out and pull a cord so the light went out. All righty, good. Take a long, deep inhale. Remember, thoughts come up. They can pass through. You don't have to engage them, okay? You don't have to engage them. You can call up those experiences and you can let them go out. Because when you go back into the world, when we go back into the world, we're going to have some experiences, okay? It's going to be quite strange out there, okay? So let us do our blessing this morning. You ready to do your blessing? Good. So today, let us send light, love, and healing energy to anyone and everyone who's challenged with a substance abuse issue. Anyone who is self-medicating, regardless of what they may be using. Yeah? With deep compassion and loving kindness. Let us send healing light and energy that fills their minds and with wisdom and their hearts with self-compassion as they move through this challenging time. And because we are all connected through our hearts, we can see it for them, feel it for them, imagine it for them, intended to be so. That the violet transmuting flame, a universal healing energy, just like the sun, the moon, the stars, that is surrounding every man, every woman across this nation, around this globe, who may be battling with or struggling through a substance abuse issue. And we breathe. Yeah. We ask that the universal healing energy of the violet transmuting flame neutralize and transmute any dis-ease in their mind, any sorrow in their heart, any fear, or anything that is causing them to believe that they are disconnected from their source. We ask that they be filled with healing light and energy. We ask that their authentic self, their connection to the divine mind of the Creator, take dominion in their consciousness and restore them to a sense of value and worth and love and kindness and purpose. We ask for and expect a miracle for you today that allows you to receive healing, that allows you to receive balance, that allows you to receive whatever it is you need to restore you to your right mind, your divine identity, and peace in your heart. Come on, we breathe. Join me in placing your hands over your heart. You can say these words silently or aloud. And if you know anybody that has a substance abuse issue, if you've seen anybody, ask in your mind that they receive this energy. Ask that they receive the sacred healing energies from our hearts, from our minds, and from the earth. May you seek and find freedom. May you be free from suffering. May divine love fill the void in your mind and in your heart. May you know and remember the truth of your being. And we breathe. Yeah. I met someone yesterday who's really struggling. You know, it's amazing when you think about all of the people that you could pray for and send energy to, whether you know them or not. It's just such a privilege and a blessing. Yeah. So we want to send out energy today to those people who are challenged with substance abuse problems, whether it's alcohol or drugs or pills. For some of us, it's something as easy as food, which is socially acceptable, or sugar, which is socially acceptable. Okay? All right. Our reading today comes from another classic book, okay? This book is by Glenn Clark, and it was published in 1937. And it's called I Will Lift Up My Eyes, and you can see the condition of it, okay? Can you see the condition of this book? I will lift up my eyes. But if you are doing training to really align your mind and your consciousness as a spiritual warrior, you got to go to the classics. You got to go to the classics. I'm talking about 1930, 1940, 1950. Of course, you got to know who to look for. But this is a classic. And this part, I want to read to you because this is going to be your assignment for the day, and also so that we can start getting real clear about how to solidify ourselves, really establish ourselves to be not just humans, but spiritual warriors when we go back out into this new world. Because I think we are clear and we understand it ain't gonna be like it was. So all of you people weeping and crying, you want things to go back to normal, there's gonna be a new normal. And we've gotta be prepared. Okay? Didn't make sense for us to spend 41 days here together and we go back out there acting like we were with all the wahala and the conflama. Okay? So I want to read this to you. Listen carefully. Listen carefully, because I don't think you can get online and buy this book. Okay? But listen. If you are completely and utterly surrendered, your mind and will and body will be utterly God's, then today's meditation is of not much importance to you. But if you are not completely surrendered, then it holds the very key to your personal life, and you are invited to spend hours, if necessary, to get the perfect cleansing and clearing that you need. I want to read that again. Listen. If you are completely and utterly surrendered, your mind and will and body will be utterly God's. Then, today's meditation is not of much importance to you, but if you are not completely surrendered, then it holds the very key to your personal life, and you are invited to spend hours, if necessary, to get the perfect healing and perfect cleansing and clearing that you need. Okay? Read this next sentence very carefully, for in it lies the secret of failure of half of the so-called spiritual warriors of the world. Ready? If you hate just one individual in the world, by just that much, you are separated from God. By just that much, do you fail to walk the track of your purpose. And in the crises of life, you are in danger of slipping over the ledge of failure. If God is all, then God manifests through every individual soul. And if every person is an individual child of the Creator Himself, anything that separates you from one of the Creator's children separates you from the Creator. Take a breath. If you have done any injustice to anyone, you have done an injustice to the Creator. If you have hurt any human soul, you have hurt the Creator Himself. If you have robbed, beaten, or slandered anyone, then you have despitefully used your God-given powers. Now, if anyone has erred against you and you have not forgiven them, you are hating and despising the Creator. If a man say, I love God, and hateth his brother, he is a liar. For he that loves not his brother whom he has seen, how can he love God whom he has never seen? Your first duty is to forgive others. Warriors, did you hear me? Your first duty is to forgive others, even if that includes yourself. Here's your assignment. Turn to all who have trespassed against you and forgive them. Write down all the injustices that you can recall that others have committed against you. There is a real purpose in this. For if you continue to remember a slight, 9 times out of 10, it is because you have not forgiven. So, first of all, take up all of the errors, hurts, harms, offenses, betrayals that others have committed against you and forgive them one by one. Forgive them completely and utterly as a little sacred seal of the forgiveness. Once you have done, every person on the list, every slight you remember, take the list and put it in the fireplace. Well, you know, this book was written a long time ago. They think you got a fireplace in your apartment. Take it somewhere. Light a match to it and let it go up in smoke. And refuse to ever allow it to enter your brain again. Okay. If you have hatred against even one person, then you have hatred toward your Creator. All right? Here's your affirmation for the day. It's real simple. I will lift up my eyes. I will lift up my eyes. I will see myself and everyone else in the highest possible regard. I will lift up my eyes. I will see myself and everyone else in the highest possible regard. All right, warriors? Welcome to Take It On Thursday. We're going to do some work today, okay? We're going to do some work today. It's Thursday, and it's the second day of our spiritual warrior training. I don't know how long this is going to last because they give it to me every day. I bring it to you. But I shared on Monday that we all have triggers, yeah? Triggers are the unhealed places within us that are stimulated by the things that we see or hear or experience. And they trigger up something within us that we then respond to. But since we are never upset for the reasons we think we are, when we go after people in this moment, it's really because a trigger from before has been ignited. And our work as spiritual warriors is to disconnect our spirits, our triggers. In order to become a spiritual warrior that stands solid, you must be able to understand and recognize the root of an upset. And anytime you get upset, there's a trigger. Doesn't mean that you won't have, things, you see someone mistreat someone in the moment or whatever, but does it remind you? Listen, a trigger is a veil. It covers what you may not be willing to see or acknowledge, and it will motivate you to engage in fights that deplete your energy. Yeah? A trigger is a tool that the ego will use to keep you from knowing and accepting the truth. You get all caught up in what somebody else is doing. A trigger will motivate you to attack yourself and others. A trigger will make you defensive, and you will defend yourself when there's really no need to. A trigger always needs to blame somebody, and a trigger will demand that you find and apply guilt. What's wrong? Who's wrong? Who did me wrong? They must be wrong. And wherever there is guilt, there is punishment. You will extract punishment, or you will punish others and yourself. In response to a trigger that you haven't recognized or that you haven't healed, you will be very harsh on yourself and even harsher on everyone else. So here is our charge today from yesterday. Listen, a spiritual warrior knows that he has to confront and integrate his shadow side. That's where the trigger lives. And to be able to love and accept himself unconditionally, the trigger must be removed. A spiritual warrior is not afraid to look his shadow side right in the eye and has the courage to question his own belief systems, because a spiritual warrior knows that the only way to dissolve lies and false belief systems that cause his suffering is to own them and release them. That's our work on this Take It On Thursday, okay? So here's the plan. I'm going to read a list, okay, of some common triggers. Some common triggers. And when you hear one that you recognize, one that's familiar to you, I want you to, bam, put it in the thread. Bam, that's mine. I own it, okay? Bam, I own blah, blah, blah. Bam, I own, or pow. You know how Batman used to do bam, pow, ooh. Yeah? Bam, I own blah, 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 blah. Pow, I own. Come on, that's how we're going to do it. We're going to do the spiritual warrior, okay? We're going to be a martial artist, all right? So now remember, you're owning it so you can let it go. Remember, a spiritual warrior is not afraid to look his shadow side right in the eye. So when I call it out, if you can own it, bam, I own whatever it is, so that we can dissolve it, all right? And then when you go later to do your assignment about who you need to forgive, you may just recognize that it wasn't about them, it was about your trigger, all right? So here we go. Take it on, own it if it's yours. And I'll read the list a few times so you don't have to worry about missing anything, okay? Take a breath. Here are the triggers. Being rejected. They choose something or someone else over you. Bam, I own being rejected. Come on, put it in the thread. Being abandoned, yeah? That they leave without a reason or an explanation. And even if they give you a reason or an explanation, you don't like it, okay? Bam, I own it. Feeling disrespected. Bam, feeling invalidated, okay? Feeling like you have to do what they want. I got to comply. I got to please people, all right? And that'll lead to defiance. Bam! I'll show you who I am. Don't tell me what to do. Rebellion, okay? You can't tell me what to do. Arrogance. You don't know me. Come on, if it's yours, own it. If it's yours, own it. Just put it in the thread. Bam! Okay? Just own it if it's yours. Feeling or being dismissed, where you have something important to say and somebody just thinks it ain't nothing. Will that trigger you? Being ignored. Does that trigger you? Being invalidated. Does that trigger you? Being disapproved of by somebody in authority. They give you a disapproving look. Or does that trigger you? Being blamed for something. Does that trigger you? Feeling shamed for something. Does that trigger you? Feeling judged or criticized. Does that trigger you? And then you get hooked into it. Bam! Okay, don't judge me. I own it. I own that judgment is a trigger. I own that criticism is a trigger. Come on, put it in there. People looking at you. How are you going to tell somebody what to do with their eyeballs? Feeling control. Bam! Don't be trying to tell me what to do. Don't try to tell me what to do. All right? Feeling smothered, like you can't breathe, you can't talk. Bam! I own. Being smothered is my trigger. Okay? Now we're going to get into the deep stuff now. All right? Lacking confidence. I can't do it. Does that trigger you when you feel like you can't do it? Does it trigger you when you feel that you don't know how to do it? Does it trigger you when you feel that you might not do it right? Does it trigger you when you think that you can't do it? And then you get all worked up and start blaming on other people. What if I fail? I might fail. That's lack of confidence. When lack of confidence overcomes you, does it trigger you? Yeah. What about uncertainty? Not knowing the end. What if I? What if they? What if she? Does that trigger you? Does that trigger you? Bam. Yeah. Questioning your self-value. This is when something happens and you start thinking, I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm not enough. I don't have enough. I don't know enough. Own it. Own it. These are your triggers. I'm too old. I'm too young. It's too late. I don't deserve to. Bam! Own it. Okay? Insecurity. What happens when your insecurities get triggered? I can't do this by myself. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do is very different from I don't know how to do it. But if that thought comes in, does it trigger you? I don't have nobody to help me. I need some help. Bam! Insecurity. Is that your trigger? When it gets triggered up, what do? Do you blame other people? Do you make excuses? Here's the big one. Here's the big one. Fear. Okay? Fear. When you get triggered by fear, what do? What's going to happen to me? How is this going to affect me? What if it doesn't work out? What if I don't do the right thing? What if I fail? What if? What if they don't like it? What if they don't like me? When your fear gets triggered up, okay? What if I mess up? Come on, these are triggers that's going on inside of you. Now, there are hundreds of them, but these are the common ones that most people suffer with. All of them. Oh, Lord. Okay, I'm sorry, YouTube. I'm coming back. Don't worry. I'm sorry, YouTube. Hey, I've been doing good for a long time. Failure. Oh, I'm such a failure. I didn't do it right. I didn't get it right. You know? These are triggers. And you've got to be aware of them. And then we're going to become aware of what we do when we get triggered, how we project it out onto other people, and then don't handle our stuff. Okay? Come on, breathe. Put it in. Come on, warriors. Put it in there. Tell the truth. Pow! I own it. Fear. Pow! I own it. Insecurity. Pow! I own it. Bam! Inadequacy. Yeah, such a failure. Bam, I own it. I can't do nothing right. Bam, I own it. Okay? Even when you want something, When you want something good and you say, you know, I can't have that. Why? What is triggering that? We're going to do that work, but right now we just want to stand, carefronting, looking our triggers right in the eye. Bam! Okay? All right? Y'all bamming and powing and knocking my stuff down. Inadequacy, insecurity, ugliness, fatness, thinness, darkness. Come on. And you hear something, and it just triggers that up. That's how it works, beloveds. Don't have nothing to do with what's going on in that moment other than to make you aware of the trigger, okay? Come on. Yes, own it. Feeling rejected, abandoned, not good enough. Hey, comparing yourself to others and then finding you lacking. Bam! Looking at what they got, what they did, come on. Ooh. Now, when you're owning this stuff, yeah, take the my off of it. Take the my off of it and own the. I own the insecurity. I own the fear. I own the being rejected. Don't make it yours. Take the my off of it. Make it out there so that we can heal it. I own the abandonment. I own the rejection trigger. I own the insecurity trigger. I own the fear trigger. I own the disrespect trigger. Come on, don't make it yours, because if it's yours, you're going to want it. Make it out there, okay? That's what a spiritual warrior has to do. Put it out there. I own the feeling of rejection. I own the, okay? Yes. I own the uncertainty. Come on now. I tell you, y'all are bamming and doing all that stuff. It's just knocking my things over. Yeah. Ooh, that's a good one. I own the feeling of superiority. That's another one. Because when you think you're superior and somebody's acting like you ain't superior, they ain't giving you your due, you going right in. You going in. Oh, come on, warriors. Doing good. Put it out there. Lay it out there, because we're going to confront it. We're going to carefront it. We're going to carefront it. We're going to clean this up, because the last thing you need on the other side of the corona is to be out there being triggered. You don't need that. You're going to have enough other stuff to deal with, okay? Come on, breathe. Keep breathing. Oh, you're doing good, yes. I own comparing myself to others. Yes, they are worth thousands of dollars. I own that I think I need to be. I own what is it now? The ego. I own the, let me get the proper words, because somebody has this. That's why I'm getting it. I own the need to be perfect. Come on, somebody. Put your foot in that shoe. I own it. Yes. I own the need to be needed. I own the need to be needed. That's one. Yes, I own it. Bam! I own that. So I'm going to be all up in everybody's world, all up in their business. Because I own the need to be needed. I own the need to be seen. Yeah. Sometimes people gain a lot of weight because they got a need to be seen. Because they weren't seen. So now they're going to be seen. You can't miss them. Look at their size. Okay? Yeah. I own the feeling of entitlement. You owe me. Ooh, that's a good one right there. Bam! Come on, breathe. Come on, breathe. Ooh. Y'all will knock my camera over. Keep on working. Come on, spiritual warriors. Do your work. Do your work. Yeah, your work as a spiritual warrior is to consciously, mindfully, with loving kindness and compassion and curiosity, get clear about what triggers you. And tomorrow, we'll take a look at how to disconnect from it. All right? And this is work. You don't do it all in one day and then have it just be done. This is work. But At least you understand it. Imagine 3 weeks ago, you may not have had the courage or the insight to say, okay, yeah, I do that. Okay? Because the trigger of, I need to be right. The trigger of have to be right. The trigger of have to have it my way. And when I'm feeling that somebody's making me wrong, or when I'm not right, or it's not going my way, then I get all conglomerated and I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you, okay? A lot of times when we go for people, it's because we've been triggered. Okay? Good work, warriors. Come on, good work. I own not enough. Yes, I own not enough. I own abandonment, rejection, disrespect, and being right. Yeah, a lot of times, those of us who have insecurities, we will fight to be right. Yeah, I own that. Yeah, I'm better now, but I own it. I own it. I had my own little trigger fest the other day. I had to work with myself. And it's ongoing work. And here's the blessing, beloveds. Not that you'll never get triggered again, not that you won't have triggers, but that you'll identify it immediately and you can do the inner work to clear it. That's what it is. You're never going to be trigger free. You're never going to be fear free. You're never going to. But you want to be able to recognize it and do the work, process it as quickly as can. Get to God in 30 seconds flat. That's what I call it. Clear it so that you don't have to stay in that. Because staying in that, being upset with your sister for 4 years, that's bad on you. That's stress for you. Okay? Come on, let's breathe. I'm proud of you. Good for you. Good work today. Good work. I tell you, knock my cameras over. What do I have for the children today? I want to remind you about Debbie Allen's online dance classes, okay? They are so wonderful. So be sure. I think they have I know she does salsa Sunday, but she has things for the children, and they're live, so you can put them right on their devices, and they can take those dance classes. The guys, too. So please take a look. All the little boys, they take a look. Now, for the big people, yesterday, I shared with you that I had gifts for the frontline workers and the first responders, yeah? That my friend, Dr. David Phillips, he's an inventor. He's a psychologist, but he's also an inventor. And he had given me 50 masks, face masks, and they're filled with charcoal. And they can be cleaned and used over and over. I said they get cleaned in the microwave, but it's actually the oven. Well, and I said that, if you were a first responder, frontline person, send me your name and I would send you a mask. And so many people responded. That I was going to have to disappoint some people. But without saying a word, Dr. Dave sent me another supply of masks. Hold on, don't send me no information yet. I got enough people from yesterday. He sent me another supply of masks and some hand sanitizer. So this way, everybody can get something. And his hand sanitizer has silver in it. Okay, so Dr. David Phillips, deep bow to you, deep bow of love. You know I love you. I've been loving you for a long time. And for those who aren't first responders, his company is Medical Rebuilder. So if you want the reusable mask or the hand sanitizer with the silver, he got this little thing, I don't know what you call it. It's a little, you put the little electrodes on you and they tingle and it helps you with your circulation. I have one. I don't know what it's called, but I have one. And he also has this natural formula thing I told you yesterday to help the gentlemen with their man parts, if their man parts are having issues. So it's Medical Rebuilder. You can go to his website. Anybody who sent me your name and information yesterday, I will be sending you something because Dr. Dave has re-upped us. So good, big love up to Dr. Dave. Dr. Dave Phillips, Medical Rebuilder. If you need something, go take a look at his site. We'll put the link at the top of the thread also so that you don't have to go look for it. But like if you are going out or you have people, that charcoal thing that you can wear it, clean it over and over and over. Big people, you've got a spiritual warrior assignment today. And remember, it's from our reading. Write down all of the injustices that you can recall others have done to you. Write down all of the injustices. Put it on a sheet of paper. Don't put it in your head or put it in your journal. Write it down, all of them. I don't care who they are, mommy, daddy, the preacher, the candlestick maker, whoever. Write them down. And then one by one, not the whole list. Listen, one by one, you got to go through and forgive those people. You can write the forgiveness, you can speak the forgiveness, you can pray the forgiveness, but you have to do it until you can feel it in your spirit that you're no longer holding that slight, even if you are the person you have to forgive. And you'll know, because you're doing your warrior training, you will know when you feel forgiveness for everybody on that list, no matter how long the list is. When you feel forgiveness for everybody on that list, take that list somewhere and set it on fire and bam, let it go up, okay? That's your assignment. You got to do it. And you can't do it in one day. You don't have to sit there one day and do it, because you might have 50 people on the list or 20 or 16, but you just really want to keep doing it until you feel the forgiveness in your heart. Doesn't mean you will forget the incident, but when the incident comes up, rather than you getting hooked into it and getting all triggered up, you know how to clear it. Okay? That's how you integrate all the things that we've learned, okay? The trigger will come up and you'll be tempted to get into it, but once you forgive and it comes up again, thought comes up, thought passes through, thought passes out. Okay? I am releasing that thought now. I am choosing to release that thought. I am releasing that thought now, okay? You've got tools. Use them, okay? Tonight, 7 p.m. on Facebook Live, on Facebook, my dear sister friend, Ivy Hilton, who also happens to be a clinical psychologist or licensed clinical social worker, she is doing a live healing sound spa. Now listen, not only does Ivy have a beautiful voice, she plays an orchestra, literally, I mean literally, an orchestra on the crystal healing bowls. And tonight is her weekly sound healing meditation. So I'm inviting you to attend 7 p.m. right here on Facebook. Look for Ivy, I-V-Y, Hilton, Hylton, and listen to her play those bowls, particularly if you're going to do any of this forgiveness work today. It'll raise your vibration. It'll raise your energy, okay? These are all natural scientific things that we got to get into. But if she sings for you, she don't even sing, she just makes these sounds. I don't know what it is, but it'll help you. Okay? All righty. Good work today. Good work today. Again, we all thank Dr. David Phillips for his gifts to the frontline and first responder people. I'm going to get those out to you. Oh, let me tell you this. Let me tell you this quickly. These are prosperity checks. And on day 21 of the prosperity program, you are going to get these. Or you can download them today. We'll put the link at the top of the page. These checks, for this, as you continue going from day 21 to day 40, you're going to write yourself a check each day for the amount of money that you get. Now remember, now if you're doing it, you're just writing the amount of money on a paper or in your journal. Now you're going to write yourself a check for the money that you receive in the prosperity game. And I encourage you to take the check and put it on your vision board, or put it in your journal, or put it in your purse, put it in your wallet, put it on the bathroom mirror every day, every day. You're getting a new check for a new amount of money, so your wealth is increasing. We're going to put the link at the top of the board so that you can get it. You don't start using your checks until day 21. All right? Day 21. Let me close. Let me get out of here. All right? I'm going to close today with a reading from, I forgot all about this book, Faith in the Valley. This was the companion to The Value in the Valley. Can I tell you, ladies, YouTube, I'm sorry. Let me do this reading. My signal. It's my signal, okay? Here's what it says. Value in the Valley. You asked for it. today. Unfortunately, most of us have no idea of what the solution looks like because we are too busy fighting the problem. For some reason, it seems that we are prone to pay more attention to what we don't want. When difficulties and challenges confront us, the mind naturally shifts to what we cannot do not want, and what we fear doing. In response to the dynamic power of the mind, we get more of the very thing we don't want. As the anxiety, fear, and resistance grows in our mind, the situation appears to become worse. Any spiritual teacher will tell students, never focus on the problem, focus on the solution. In difficult times, the mind seems to have a will of its own, reminding us of the possible horror we face. How are we to free ourselves from the pictures in the mind long enough to see the desired outcome? The answer is simple. Go through the darkness to the light. The difficulty in any situation is not the situation, it is our resistance to it. At the time of our greatest challenge, we must allow the mind to go all the way through to the end. Give yourself permission to see the horror, feel the fear, anticipate the pain. When you've done that, it's over. Chances are, if you let your mind go to where you don't want to be, you will never have to take your body through it. You can go through the problem mentally. When you can go through the problem mentally, you get a better picture of what the solution looks like. From that position of knowing what the solution is, you can silently affirm, I can do this. Deep bow. Do your work today. Great work today. Bye.